Go.
Okay, I'm going.
Hey, we're sorry. We thought we were going to record a podcast like Friday or Saturday,
Yeah, things happen.
and
Life happens.
now we're a week behind.
Sorry.
Yeah, it happens. Well, it's mostly Greg's fault.
It is all my fault. Always my fault. I'm so sorry, everyone. My fault.
But now we're back, and we're going to be a week behind, even though I made a beautiful schedule. But the person at 6th and Jackson that slammed into my car on Friday didn't want to follow our podcasting schedule.
Didn't want to follow it. They wanted to hold up the whole entire works.
Yeah, they thought making a illegal left turn into my car was a great idea. So we are here at our normal podcast recording time, which no one knows because we don't release our podcast on our normal
It's a
podcast recording time.
secret. Yeah, it's
It's a secret that only Travis Webb knows because he knows exactly when to call Greg every time we're recording a podcast.
You said his name, and now it's going to happen. The
Say
phone will
his
start to
name
ring.
and he appears. I
The phone's gonna
believe in
ring.
Travis Webb. Joe Hendry's going to sue us. Look what I got in the mail.
Hey, you did. You got that in the mail. Our
If you are
printer-
not on the video feed, which is now up on YouTube, you would be seeing Starlite, the comic book. And I'm going to illustrate that there are no page numbers in this comic book, so I refuse to read it.
Okay, don't read it.
I already read it,
You read it.
but I'm not going to read. Here, I won't read one of the alternative covers I got.
Oh yes, you got all the covers.
Well, yeah, I mean, I had to get all the covers. They're cool. I
That's
feel
true.
like this
They
one
are.
is freaky,
That one is, yes.
but I have all the covers. I
Dan
bet
has
you
all
don't
the
have all the
covers.
covers. I have more of the covers than you do at your house.
You do. You honestly do.
Mm-hmm.
I am out of many books, so. But thankfully, we'll be kickstarting a full-on graphic novel.
You're doing what?
We're gonna kickstart a graphic novel
On when?
of Starlight in June.
On June 6th?
Yeah, June. Is it June 6th? Yeah, I believe it's June 6th. That's what Travis is proposing.
How do I know more things than you do about your own
Well,
book?
so sometimes if you've been following along with the Starlight, sometimes Travis says a date, and then sometimes Travis does it early, accidentally.
Oh, well, in this case, it says June 6th right now. And you can
Yes,
follow
yes.
the Kickstarter at launch and get the graphic novel. So you didn't have to wait for all these individual books to come out. Now you can just it's like when you wait till the whole Netflix series is released
Yeah,
and you want to binge it, then you can just get the whole thing. But there's also going to be extra super special pages and art and
there
stuff.
are. Yeah, it's a limited edition graphic novel as well. So once we do this one, depending on where it lands later, this is going to be this version, and there might be another version later, but this is a limited version with those extra
A
tidbits
limited
inside.
version. Wait,
Yes.
so it's kind of
Limited
like
version.
wait. So this happens. We might do something live on the podcast right now because you're getting a
Oh.
limited edition. Yeah. Okay. So is it like okay, hang on. So I've got
Yeah,
some
yeah.
books here. Okay, so you keep talking about your limited edition.
Okay, yeah. So as Travis, Brett, and I have been talking about putting this together, they've put some art pages and other things like that, and we're putting other pieces of information into the book, so that when you get it, this version of the book itself is a limited version. It's not going to be something that's going to be re-released later. Just this run. So if you back it and you're fortunate enough to get a copy, then that's what you'll be one of those fortunate lucky ones, stargazers. But later renditions of the book, it will not probably, actually it won't. I know Travis and I have talked about that. It won't have that information or those pages and other things like that in it. So
Okay, so it's like, but you're doing it the right way because like I got this original Final Crisis Legion of Three Worlds,
Mhm.
but then later they made a new one, and
Yeah.
instead of calling it Final Crisis Legion of Three Worlds, They called it
Hmm.
Superman Final Crisis because everything's about Superman right now.
Yeah, yeah.
But this one has this crappy DC logo, and this one is back to the cool DC logo, as you can
Uh
see.
huh. Yeah, yeah.
But this one is bigger and has more stuff in it, so they made me buy the newer one with more stuff. You're not going to do that in your
No,
Kickstarter. You're
no.
going to
In
give
our
them
case,
the nice one with all this new stuff first,
mhm, correct.
and then the future release doesn't get all that because they weren't the dedicated, wonderful fans that went to the
Correct.
Kickstarter and supported you.
Correct. So when
How
we
smart
do,
it see? So like you're being nice. They made me buy more, but you're not doing
yes.
that.
No, no. When we do future runs, if we do future print runs for conventions and other things like that, it won't have that the art pages and back matter put into it. It'll be pulled out and it'll just be a a standard graphic novel of the book. Or if we find a home for it, then they will print it the way that they see fit, but it will probably not have the same flair that Brett's put into it.
Well, see, that's very important. So you should do that. By the way, also we have other announcements besides Starlight. Travis has also got another Kickstarter up
Oh
soon.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So following right after
Cyborg,
Starlight, yeah, a Nemesis.
not Cyborg,
It's
because that would
not
be
Cyborg. It's a different.
that would be bad.
That's a different thing.
There's lots of
Nemesis.
cyborgs.
Yes. So if you're a fan of '90s film, specifically Albert Pian, Nemesis was a uh, actually well received and cult classic. Cyborg. We'll just
Cyborg,
put it that way. It was
like
a film.
Cyborgman, like
It
from
was a
Harley
film.
Quinn.
No, kind of,
No,
but not really. It was a
like
film about
Cyborg from the Teen Titans,
kind of, but not really. It was a
like the
film
Borg.
like the Borg. No, not like the Borg. So cybernetically enhanced people
I see.
and
So
and
it's like
synthetic
Cyborg
people. Yeah,
from the
kind
Teen
of. Yes.
Titans and the
Kind of. Yes.
Borg
Yes. Kind of.
and
Yes.
species X 1 2 3 7 9 8 12 14 26 5 from Voyager.
Yes.
For those of you that don't know the joke, I do it that way because it really annoys Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul when I don't say it correctly. And
It's
Greg even
it's
laughed. Greg had to pause and laugh at that because he could see the interaction.
I
Yes.
and I can visualize Paul just getting frustrated. But it's a direct sequel to the movie. So where the original movie leaves off, this comic picks up. Travis wrote it. Brett drew it. It's a fantastic piece. I was really glad to be able to read it and help usher it
Wait, you
along.
got to read it?
Well, yeah, that's kind of what the team does. When we're working on it. Although I didn't
But
have
I
any
didn't
hand
get
in
to read it.
writing. Well, you didn't, Dan. I'm sorry.
But I got to
Yes,
read the
but
script of Starlight number
you
7.
did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. But this has been a secret project for like 2 years as Travis has been working with the PN estate and working with them on this
Is it like
book.
a double
So
secret project? Like double
kind of
secret
sort of.
probation?
Well, well, you were there for some of the conversation with Brett while we're in Omaha,
I talked
and
to
he was.
Travis about it. I knew about this
I
secret
know.
project.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
being
but
I
you
was
talked.
aware of this
Yeah,
specific
you
secret
just
project.
you didn't get a chance to read
I
the
didn't get
script.
to read the story. I knew the secret
Yeah,
project was happening.
I
I
got a good
was
chance
at
to.
Travis's house when he had all the notes spread out everywhere.
Yeah, look like a
One of the
madman.
times. I think this is
One,
he's had this done multiple times, but
yeah, oh yeah, he's been working feverishly on this, trying to get Albert's voice right, and that's something that the estate really wanted to make sure was done and done correctly. Is just making sure that the book carried the same kind of sentiment and feel that you would get in an Albert movie, in something that Albert would do. So I feel like it's a very well put together product, very well put together piece, and it's a great homage.
Well, the really important thing I want to get out of all this conversation that I
Yeah.
want the listeners to walk away with is: does Joe Hendry have cameos? And if he does, how much would it cost for him to create a song for Travis like he does for himself or the other wrestlers?
He does not.
You don't even know who Joe Hendry is, do you?
I do not.
Say his name and he appears. How do you not know Joe Hendry? Do you know that Joe Hendry got his theme song to trend on like Apple Music, like up into the top 10? This is one of the most brilliant marketing moves in all of the history of wrestling. Like, it was
I I
beautifully done. He got himself in
I
shape,
didn't
and
know.
then he made himself a song. And if you've never seen Joe Hendry, I've got to show you this later. He makes songs for his opponents.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, it is
Um,
fantastic. Like, I
I
cannot
just
believe we've not run into this. I like sat and
I have
watched like Joe Hendry YouTube entrances, like making fun of the other wrestlers for like an
oh
hour.
oh geez.
This makes me. I'm not even that into pro wrestling right now. This guy makes me like pro wrestling again because it's like everything it should be about. Like, he's creating feuds. He's making fun of the other wrestlers. He was a bad
He's
guy, but they loved him so much they made him into a good guy because the fans loved his little songs that he was making. So
oh
it went to first the songs were like making fun of people in the town and everything,
uh-huh.
but they loved him doing his songs. So then he just started making songs making fun of the heels, which is
Oh,
fine for
hey.
a babyface to do. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So
Good stuff.
it's very good stuff. So, and by the way, I'm also in a market. We're gonna get to this book eventually. By the way, we're talking about Jimmy Olsen. We're getting all the back matter on the front matter today. We've reversed matterized it. So the things we usually
Yeah.
talk about at the end, we're talking about at the beginning, and then the things we talk about at the end, we're gonna talk about at the end. But the
In the
beginning
middle?
things will be in the middle.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
a
gonna be
reverse
a
matterization
yeah, it's a
due to the
ultra
forearmed
polarization.
terror.
Yeah, because that's just what happens when you're messing with the forearm terror. You just never know where you're gonna land on
Wait,
something
what you're
like
trying
that.
to do is you're trying to avoid the quad fisting.
Yeah, because that can get very painful
It's
and
very
difficult,
sketchy. It can be very
and
hard.
it's yeah, it's something that you can't you can't take it alone. You need the guardian there
Yeah.
and
The Guardian
Superman.
is I think the Guardian might be into quad fisting. I don't know.
I mean,
That's why he has his shield.
he has a shield. It's protection. Always use
I mean, it
protection,
looks
kids.
like the cover looks like Superman is into quad fisting.
I mean, he's got a fist. He's ready
Yeah.
to go fist to fist with the forearm fister.
I
I mean, the
mean,
forearm tear.
now what was the He-Man character's name? Was it
Fisto.
just Fister?
It was Fisto.
Fisto.
I fisted as hard as I could, He Man, and I couldn't fist them all.
Did he really
That's
say that?
that's the quote from the cartoon.
Wow. Wow. Just wow. Just wow. Well,
As a kid it doesn't
it
it
seems so
doesn't it
innocent. Well, this is
yeah,
innocent. We weren't talking about anything bad. I mean, if you had four
no.
fists, you would use them.
Exactly. And you'd be just like roundhouse fisting everybody.
I mean, the fact that everybody on the cover looks terrified
I would be
says a
terrified
lot.
of a forearm fister.
Yeah. Well, this is Jimmy Olsen, number 137. Kirby brings them all together on the last day of the world. Superman's pal, the new Jimmy Olsen. What made him new, by the way? Is it because he's learned that his about the super dickery of his friend Superman, like knowing about this whole cloning thing and not telling him, and does
Well,
that
what we
make him the new
don't
Jimmy
know.
Olsen?
Well,
Is it the
because
jumpsuits he wears?
it what you don't realize is it's a new Jimmy Olsen every single day because every day Jimmy Olsen dies and a new Jimmy Olsen is born.
Oh god, it's like
So
that.
it's a new
You know, oh god, I just finished up the last season, the last couple seasons of Legends of Tomorrow.
uh-huh.
I've been watching them while I lift because
Yeah.
they're not worth watching when you're not doing something else. I'm sorry. Like they got all into clones in the last 2 seasons. It was great.
Clones. Can't leave
Yeah.
them a clone.
I just like clones to me as a storytelling piece. It's like, I mean, it's the soap opera trope, right? There was always a twin or, like it's just, I want more dark side. I want more dark
You
side.
want, you want more dark side. Just wait till Starlight, the next story arc, when it's just all about the clones.
I would
I'm
hate you
just,
so
I'm
much.
just joking.
We
No
should
page
write
numbers.
we should write a whole book with clones just to like mess up the world.
Clone Town, where it's just nothing but clones of everybody. They're all clones. Everybody's a clone.
It'd be kind of boring.
Except one of them is a killer.
Well,
But who is
uh,
it?
uh, I think
Oh, oh, now that's the twist, Dan.
the killer clone. How about
And,
killer
and
clones from outer space?
oh my gosh, that could be something too.
What if
You
all the
know,
clowns were clones?
all the clowns are clones. Clones of clowns.
And there's
Cloning
only one
other
terrifying
clowns.
clown that's just repeated.
Oh, just repeated and
Well,
repeated and repeated.
speaking of repeating old
Yes.
ideas, the Newsboy Legion and the Guardian are back. Thanks for bringing those back again, Jack. We appreciate that. Uh, Always good to
They're
bring
just
blasts
clones.
from the past characters in. On the cover, we have Superman, miniature Bob Hope, Jimmy Olsen, the good-looking kid. Isn't that
Big
basically his
words.
name? Yeah.
Yeah. Good looking kid.
Extra Eyes Kid, Scrapper, and Flippa Dippa. How'd I do? I got about half of them.
You did good. You did good.
The Newsboy Legion, we have Jimmy Olsen in a green jumpsuit, and we have Superman ready to attack. But Superman's face strangely looks different than all the other faces on here.
They did. It does.
Yeah,
It's odd. Maybe he's a clone.
it is. It is odd. He could be a clone.
Oh
He
God,
thinks he's a clone now.
he is.
We should
He's
just
running.
overlay. You know what? I should have overlaid the podcast with that song.
He should.
Well, anyway, we find out bred to challenge man and Superman. It lashes out its fury and new destructive force. Our villain of the week, the Forearmed Terror.
Forearms of terror.
Well,
Is it? Is it? I mean, it's good that we see the forearms as opposed to it just being a forearm. Of
well,
terror.
the Forearmed Terror, that would be a whole different fisto situation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've seen He-Man. Fisto's. I mean, his forearm is a terror.
I mean, well, I learned hypnotic control, and I'm going to use that hypnotic control to wipe away any discussions that we had that were inappropriate from the beginning of the podcast.
Okay.
And I can get that for 45 cents. I can learn
Oh
that.
yeah. Good. Good.
And now we're into the Forearmed Terror. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh man.
This is the
this
being
guy.
with no name. It is in the shape of man, but it is not man. Yet it lives, breathes, and hungers. It wants food, the kind of food the forest doesn't grow. But the food is there. It's there.
Oh, what kind of
This is a
food does it
weird
want?
story.
It is, but that's what makes it so good.
Okay.
Yeah. Subjective, I know. What
There are
is
elements
good?
of this story that I really like. So
Yeah.
the last issue with the Hulk, Jimmy Hulk.
Ho ho,
I,
Green Giant.
Yeah, I mean, this one, I mean, it's better. So, but we kind of start the same. We've got some of the Harrys are out guarding Harryland,
Yeah.
and the Forearm Terror comes and beats them all up. Okay, that's your first couple pages. There's just two of them,
Bam
and
bam.
then we get Jimmy Olsen and so what was that electronic instrument called?
The theremin?
Yes, I knew you'd know.
Yeah. I
Jimmy
know.
Olsen is playing a theremin.
It's a he's jamming. But it's kind of a weird, like, crazy thing because it's like it looks like a car engine, but it's not. It
Well,
looks like a
it's like
typewriter, but it's
it kind of
not.
does. It looks like a car. It has like Kirby crackle in a
Hmm.
circle.
Yeah.
We got weird parts going everywhere, and everybody like somebody read this comic and they created the Oculus.
Yeah, yeah, because they're all wearing like Oculus glasses and headphone things. It's pretty wild. It's wild, man. It's far out.
And Jimmy
Jimmy
Olsen
Olsen.
manipulates this thing, and it sends everybody. And then we get the really cool like black and white art in the background, and he
Hmm.
sends everybody into a kaleidoscope rave.
Yeah, they're having a good time, man. They're 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 bugging out. It's great.
And Jimmy says, "Groovy, this is a real gas."
Yeah.
Hey man, groovy guys. Did you win the Slowpoke Black Cow or Milk Dud sweepstakes to get a Roadmaster
No.
Renegade?
No. Sadly, no.
That's unfortunate. I
I
think
know.
second prize is better than first prize.
I think third prize is better than all prizes.
There you go. See? So,
The
well,
Baja
anyway.
bike.
We get to the next page and we get another crazy Kirby background. These, and they're all the people are floating through the universe, and it's like it's interesting because I think these were after in DC, but the origin of the universe thing,
Hmm.
when like the evil Green Lantern would always try to go, Krona would always try to go back and
Uh.
get the thing exposed, and then like here's what they were seeing through the little scope. But we
Oh.
have like a we have like a Buddha down in the corner of page 8.
Oh yeah.
We've got all sorts of stuff going on around here. It's very interesting. And then we get another advertisement to disrupt the flow.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that
Yeah.
I mean it makes sense to advertise in the Jack Kirby book, right? I mean that does make sense. And then suddenly everybody is thrust out of the universe on page 9,
Oh
and we
man.
don't know what's going on.
Don't
And
panic,
Scrapper
kids.
is like, "Hey, did we blow a fuse?"
Hmm.
And Superman, the voice of reason, is like, "Easy, kids, don't panic." And then we get the
Oh.
military. What?
Oh dang. They're
Superman
calling
quickly
in.
activates his Visi monitor and contacts security. And this guy looks very military.
Oh
We got
yeah.
problems,
He's got the
Superman.
hat.
Report for a briefing. I thought this was
Uh,
like the evolved society had been past these norms, and that's why they just lived in the woods and had the Harrys. And
that's you would think, but I mean, how else are they gonna create clones? You know? I mean, let's think about it, Dan.
send in the clones.
Send in the clones. That's, I mean,
Dun, 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 dun. Well, as the clones come in, somewhere else, uh, we've got the Superman tells the kids to stay out of it and stay put, and Jimmy's like, "You can't call me a kid. I'm over 21." In his green
yeah.
jumpsuit, coming off his magic music device, and then the Newsboy Legion's all like, "Yeah, we're taking care of this," and they're going to call themselves the Outsiders.
Oh, but they're inside.
You think that some Hinton person is still upset about this?
Maybe.
I
He's
think
gonna
Batman
rumble
and the
fish them.
Outsiders might have a claim to that too. I don't know.
Yeah? Maybe.
Admittedly, I think Black Lightning would have been a better character to pull in here, except the character hadn't been created yet. So,
True.
well, anyway, meanwhile, the four-armed
Back at the
man,
ranch.
the four-fisting man, is beating things
He's
up,
fisting some rocks.
and he's like, nuclear radiation. He doesn't know it by word, but he feels it, an emptiness inside himself that must be filled. He goes
Oh.
for the atomic pile.
Oh,
Um,
man.
So I'm just curious, but the
Yeah.
Harrys and their evolved
Hmm.
civilization of clones and
Yeah.
evolved beings just keeps a nuclear like pile for to power their base down right below them.
Of course. How do you think they keep so warm? They don't need to wear all the clothes
Is that how the clones are happening? Is that how the deformed clones were happening?
because of the radioactiveness. Yeah. Of
Okay.
course.
I
That's,
mean,
I mean, I'm not trying to draw the conclusion that's already there, but it's already there.
well, then we get another giant advertisement for 3 more
Oh man.
pages. Like, what is going on with the ads in this book?
I don't know. But that's a lot of posters, and I'm not sure I like some of them.
Yeah, they're a little disturbed. Well, the other thing is too with this, I read it in the omnibus, and now I've got the book, and it's like,
Uh huh.
yeah, it's. I didn't mind the flow in the omnibus, but I will say, like, I don't complain about advertising very much. I don't think I've ever complained about advertising on the podcast, have I?
No, no.
But this advertising is really disruptive.
Well, they put in. I will say. Ugh. I apologize, everybody, for the yawn. 3 o'clock comes very early around
Why are
my
you
house, and
apologizing?
because I yawned really loud
Well,
and
just stop
just
yawning
really
really
long.
loud.
I can't help it, Dan. I'm
You were bored with
tired.
me. You should be apologizing to
Yes.
me.
No, 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 no. I mean, because you got a book with these fairies and stuff like that, and the advertising is very much all about, like, wristbands, peace necklaces, and chokers and stuff like that, and then all these crazy, wild, psychedelic posters. Now, it's all cool. I get it. Fits the demographic they're going for this book. But then in the midst of it, was that a picture? I don't know who that person was in the Just Do It, or not the Just Do It, or the Do It poster, but it
Michael
looked.
Jordan?
No, 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 no. If you go back to it, now I'm not sure, but it looked like.
Oh.
Is that who
Oh.
I think it is? Is that who I think it
Oh.
is?
Uh. Yeah, we're moving on from that.
Yeah,
Um.
yeah, that's what I
So.
thought.
Whew, okay.
I'm like,
So.
there's two posters.
Wow. Um.
Yeah,
Yeah. Not the
yeah,
best. Wow.
yeah,
Well, those
right?
don't hold up. Okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
We get back to Kirby contrasting the nuclear man who's insane and is simple, with the beautiful city that's around, and he's continuing to squash it up because he only knows he. It's an interesting thing, kind of like Hulkish again. So we're back kind of to the Hulk things, but he's seeking out nuclear
Smash,
stuff,
eat.
and that's all he. He's just very simple.
I
And
eat nuclear.
Superman,
I smash
I
everything.
smash. Superman's off to save everyone, and the Whiz Wagon is following him, even though he doesn't want the Whiz Wagon to follow him.
Yeah.
And he flies away and is like, "See you later." And then immediately
Deuces.
starts fighting the Forearmed Fury, and his fists
Very.
of fury rain down on Superman.
Oh man, it is. It is like a crazy amount of fist to face, fist on Superman, hands holding hands, and Superman not knowing where to go. It's so much. It's like Superman has too many opponents, but it's only one. What will he do, Dan? What will he do?
Well, he doesn't do very much because he gets the crap beat out of him by by, and we've been introduced now. And above Superman is a face produced by the most extreme experimentation with the human cell. At the project, its counterpart would be known as DN Alien. And DN
Oh my
Alien
gosh.
does get hit by Superman and gets knocked back. But Superman's not doing so well against DN Alien, so Jimmy gets a weapon from the Harrys. We get another advertisement, though I know they slow down after this, for Aurora models. Okay, racing models this time.
Yeah.
Not
Cars,
Universal
man. Boom,
Monsters,
boom.
which seem to fit here, but that's okay.
Totally.
And they shoot the DNA alien with this thing, and
Uh-oh.
Jimmy, Superman's Jimmy, that won't work. I suspect he has 2 brains to coordinate his complex body structure.
Oh.
I see. How does Superman suspect that?
Dan, you forget Superman's a reporter. He's got super deduction powers.
He's got mad skills.
Yeah, and that's why him and Bruce Wayne always argue and bicker, because Superman is not a detective, but he is very good at deducing things.
Yeah, well, the DNA alien wraps them in some energy into a big radioactive cocoon.
Oh, man.
And throws
Cocoon,
them
such a good
away.
movie. I mean, not
What? You're saying words that I don't understand. I don't know what's happening right now. Oh, hey, we've got our national diamond sales again. I wish these guys would have run into some nuclear weapons.
Skip.
Well, in the DNA alien goes after, tears some stuff free, goes into the danger zone.
Oh no,
Caution.
the danger zone.
Yeah, he's on a highway. I understand he's on a highway.
Oh, to the danger zone? Oh, it's gonna be dangerous.
Some
Watch out.
Kenny Loggins' finest right there.
Goose. Too soon?
No, it's never too soon. Oh well. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Batman Forever? Question mark.
Oh, that's that. I mean, that's Iceman, but yeah, I mean, too soon.
Oh, so now, yeah. See, that's why I'm not allowed to do stand up. It's just one step across the line. Too far. Praise Darkseid.
He's Darkseid. Yes. Okay.
It says it right here on the page. It's not just me.
It does. It does.
Well, now we get back to our friends, Makari and Simeon, and they're very excited.
Oh, they are so
their
excited.
one DNA alien has taken his path to the giant atomic pile.
Oh man.
Now, is that him getting to the atomic pile, or is he going there to leave an atomic pile?
Both. Actually, it's a dual purpose situation. His one mission was to get to the pile, and he was going to eat. And once he's done eating, he's going to leave a pile.
Leave an atomic pile, yeah.
Yeah, see?
Well, Makari and Simeon didn't think too well, because they have one of these DNA aliens going berserk on Earth, but they just hatched a whole bunch of new ones.
Oh, no!
And on page 22, we get the final countdown is on. It isn't waiting for Jimmy Olsen, his pal Superman, or for any of us. So stay where you are on ground zero, so you won't miss the following issue, The Big Boom. Now, I believe we were promised the Guardian, were we not?
We were. We were promised the Guardian. We got no Guardian. There was no Guardian to be got. No Guardian guarding anything. He was guarding? He was gardening. The Guardian was gardening.
We were also promised their stalwart sires, and I don't remember seeing their parents in here too.
There was none of those. Well, they were all hanging out. They were all hanging out together, talking about the good old days when the Guardian was one of the guys, and all the old newsboys were the Newsboy Legion, and they were just reminiscing and having a good old time.
That's how it happened. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what. Okay. And they were gardening, and guarding the garden. That's exactly how it happened.
Well, there we go. Okay, that's Greg's explanation of where the Guardian's been.
Yeah, because we didn't get him in the book.
Oh, holy crap.
What?
I found the Guardian.
Where?
Well, let's see. If you go back. Oh, wait, did I find? No, I don't think I found the Guardian. I'm trying to find the Guardian. Just give me a second to find the Guardian. Can't you find the Guardian?
I'm looking for the Guardian too, Dan, and I don't see no Guardian. There's no Guardian. There's no Guardian. There's no Guardian. Oh, wait, is that the? Oh my God, he's dead.
No, 22.
No.
Yeah, no Guardian. Okay, well, we get to the letters. We've got letters. Jimmy Olsen's pen pals. And the first line says, "So you want to know how I like Jack Kirby's art? Jack is the only reason I bought a copy of Jimmy Olsen, of J.O. Yeah. His art was,
Joe.
as is usual, excellent. The Newsboy Legion is a good idea, and it looks like your long overdue innovations will make at least one DC comic worthy of the trademark, which used to guarantee the best comic in the industry. Incidentally,
Hey.
Kirby's writing isn't bad either. Now that you have him, keep him."
That's a praise. That one goes in the praise pile.
All right. All right. Well, the next one. "Dear editor, the conclusion of Jack Kirby's Jimmy Olsen adventure with the Newsboy Legion and the Mountain of Judgment was a disappointment. I think the major problem is that the plot was abandoned in favor of elaborate art and a 10-page race on the Zoomway." I mean,
Not wrong, but they're not right either.
I think we're back to sort of the comparisons I made of the early Image books, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Like, I mean, there's definitely something to look at on these pages. The art is really cool. We did get some movement in the plot here, I guess. I mean, in this book, we didn't have the villain of the week just end in this story, right? Like, go away.
No.
So,
You got more of it at the end. More.
okay, next letter.
Forearmed.
"Dear editor, it's incredible that Jack Kirby could, in only the first 2 DC mags he's produced, do no less than shatter the limits of imagination within the bounds of 44 comic pages." Okay, we're going to count that one as a win.
Win.
That's a 4.
Yeah.
"Dear Jack, sure, I've been wrong before, but never this much. I was very disappointed with Jimmy Olsen 133 and 134, but 133. But 134 clears up and explains all my unfounded worries."
Oh.
Now, Dan Geno of Santa Barbara, California. "If these books cleared up all of your worries in the world, I would like another letter explaining what those worries are." I'm just saying, like, I want to know more. That could be a story in and of itself.
He still has reservations, though. If you read further on.
Well, does he have? Where does he have reservations to?
He's waiting. He's waiting on a seat at Sherry's. He's gonna wait a while.
Oh yeah, you usually did, or you got kicked out.
No. I mean, they're gone, Dan.
And you just wanted pie.
He just wanted pie, just like my Uncle Chuck. What is it that you're here for? I'm just here for the pie.
Yeah, that's it.
Like one slice? No, the whole pie, please. Okay. I'll take 2.
Well, anyway, we can say the reviews are mixed so far, but I mean,
I felt like there was more wins than loses.
I feel like in this story, the art is really cool.
Yeah.
I feel like it progressed.
Yeah.
The opening sequence, though, is just interesting because it literally has nothing to do with anything, and it goes for 8 pages.
But that's what makes it so neat to look at.
Well, it is pretty, but 8 of the 22
wild.
pages didn't progress the story in any way whatsoever.
It's
they don't even go
building up.
back to the clones or anything. Like,
It's
we get
building
no
up to the
reference to the
next-
clones. We
Yeah,
get no
it just-
Guardian.
They left the clones alone. They're bringing you to the next story and building it up.
Now, I am reading all of the stories right now in the omnibus. And again, I will say it fits together if you're reading it all, but I don't, it. Anyway, I'll just say, like, I'm going to sit where I was before. I love the art. I think it's cool. It does have a very early Image Comics feel to me. It doesn't feel like the story progresses very quickly. When it does, it seems to be villain of the week. We've got we have this week, this one, at least it was like a villain of the week, but then we've got, or villain of the month, I should say, because it's a comic book, but it's then we get a whole bunch of the same villain next time, so that should progress the story slightly differently, and it looks like we're moving on with Darkseid's henchmen and trying to move through the story there. So I look forward to seeing that. But yeah, I mean, it did take a while to pick up, and I I don't know about you, but, well, I know you did, but I dropped off some image books really quick with beautiful art that had
Mhm.
no comprehensive storytelling. I maybe picked up the first 6 issues, but maybe read like three and then never went on after that. I just went down and told them to not order that book for me again anymore
Don't get that for me anymore.
because I
Yeah.
didn't have all the money in the world then. And yeah, I mean, the art can only take you so far.
I will say it's, I mean, I hate to say it, even in current times too, there are some books that are like that from the same publisher. So it's like you're like, hey, this is really cool, but where's story?
Yeah, I mean, I probably could pull some out right now, but yeah, I
Yeah.
think well, there are a couple of writers too uh, that sometimes I feel like write amazing stories, which it's such a thing because actually funny that I have Final Crisis Legion of Three Worlds right here, which is an older
Hmm.
story, but that's a Jeff Johns, George Perez, and Scott Koblish story. Well, by the way, um, I find Scott Koblish's inking on George Perez amazing, even though he's
Yeah.
one of the later inkers on him. And I have a Scott Koblish piece anyway. But yeah, I mean, I think sometimes Jeff Johns can take, an entire comic to move the story like 5 pages.
Hmm.
So I think sometimes it's not just the artist, right? Like sometimes it's who they're working with. But
Yeah.
then, you've got friends like this beautiful book here by Mark Wade. And Mark
Hmm.
Wade is dense a lot of the time in the storytelling. So,
Because it
I don't
takes
know.
a
There's
while.
balance.
Yeah.
Um, it's just and it's just to your preference, right? But I will say, like, I mean, if you're getting a book that's really pretty, which this book is, the book we're reading, Jimmy Olsen, but
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, I almost feel like this needs to be a 2-weeker bi-weekly.
You want more faster so that it just boom, 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 boom,
Yeah, I
boom,
want
boom,
to
boom, boom,
progress the
boom.
story,
Yeah, I get you.
and we get,
Jack's
you know, Jack could draw
Jack's
it
only
fast
one
enough,
man.
so
He's only one man, Dan.
he was
He's
drawing like
writing
five
and
books.
drawing.
He was writing and drawing 5 books.
I know. So I mean, it's all about taking the time and putting it where it needs to go.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it, it's like again, it's hard to be critical of Jack Kirby, but it's not because he's written a lot of things. So not every book
Yeah,
is going to be perfect. I'm back to my
true.
old and New Gods book, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I'll just say, like, it's when you get into this too, and you start to read through, and I don't know why I'm pulling this out just to hold it, but it's really when you start digging in here too, you really find out again that he's trying to create a whole universe. So I'm trying to read that whole universe. But
Right.
there's just some things too. Like, I mean, I just think he was in love with a couple of concepts, and he brings them back, right? So
Hmm.
I'm actually on the Superman family pages
Oh
here,
yeah.
flipped over to them. By the way, let me go back to this. This is Old Gods and New. It's a companion for Jack Kirby's Fourth World by John Morrow, who you want to
Oh.
guess probably made 2 Morrows. Yeah. So but in looking at this, when I was reading through this the other day, and I'm going to read through again when we're getting toward the end, right? Because I don't want to spoil everything in here that I'm reading.
Hmm.
But just a refresher on the Newsboy Legion, right? The characters date back to the 1942 Star Spangled Comics #7, that he did with Joe Simon
Hmm.
and the Guardian and everything. And it's just like, I don't. It's fun because I mean he did update them. They're there in a motorcycle. You can kind of see them if
Oh
you're looking
yeah,
at the
yeah.
screen.
Hmm.
And then the updated version of that is the Whiz Wagon, right? So,
Yeah.
and there's some of that. By the way, if you are on the video version, you can see some of the cool Jack Kirby art there that I'm pointing to that we were talking about in the background. So, I mean, again, it's cool. I think to do that. I guess there's a couple of things too. I just thinking out loud and Jack getting into DC. Um, Obviously Dave Cockrum was drawing Legion at the time,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't want to trade that history because obviously Dave Cockrum, then X Men, then yeah.
Yeah.
But
You
can you
want.
imagine Jack on a Legion of Superheroes book?
Oof.
in the
Wow.
future in outer space with this art style.
Yeah. Could be wild.
I mean, I just think there may have been better things. Again, I know he picked this book because there was no artist on it, and that's what he says, right? There was no artist or writer on it, but permanently assigned. But yeah, I just think there may have been a couple things in the DCU more appropriate for Jack. But okay, I mean, we're getting it. It's moving along.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I am still excited to read the next issue, and I'm still excited to keep reading the omnibus. So they
Yeah.
haven't lost me completely. Um,
Still gotcha.
Still got me, but it seems to be plodding along.
Mm-hmm. Plodding along. Just
Plodding along
slowly
like
but
a
surely.
Zack Snyder film.
Oh,
Well, it's Zack Snyder DC film, anyway.
I was like, you're hour in to a 4 hour, 5 hour movie.
I mean, one consequence, like, I think, okay, so I know the Superman editorial office was over this book,
Mm-hmm.
but these were still edited, written, and drawn by Jack, and, you know, I think, not to, again, critique the king, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna. I
Okay.
think there's a lot of hubris to think you don't need an editor.
True.
I mean, everyone needs an editor.
Everyone needs somebody to tap them on the shoulder once in a while and say,
Yeah, and for everybody that knows me personally that listens to this podcast, yes, I can turn the finger at myself too, because I know when I'm creating, I'm like, yeah, my crap's perfect and people like it. I don't need anybody editing it or fixing it or changing it, right? So, like, I totally get that. But yeah, it does take a lot of hubris to just think you don't need to be edited on a book. And I think these books could have benefited from some editing.
Mhm. Fair. That's a fair comment. I will allow it.
Oh, thank you.
No, I mean I totally agree because I'm the same. I wholeheartedly agree. When I'm writing stuff, I would much rather have somebody tell me what they think could be better, different, changed, or left out based off of what they're seeing or not seeing. Because if I think it's great, somebody out there might not be picking up what's inside my brain, or whatever, and an editor can help bring through a better story so everyone can enjoy it, not just you.
Well, here we go. We have a couple issues left here.
Mm-hmm.
We're definitely going to read 138. Did we say we were reading 139?
I believe so. Take a look.
I hope so, because Don Rickles is on the cover.
Um.
And so
Yeah,
that's gotta
you
happen.
got 139. Got
Yeah,
139 in the
That's
hopper.
got to happen. Okay. Yeah, I really feel like we've got to read the Don Rickles story. 140 is a 100-page giant, or is a giant size. I don't know if it's a 100-page
You don't
giant.
want to
It
read
looks
that
like
one?
it's got old stories. Well, I
You don't
mean,
wanna
I
read
would read
that
the
one?
old stories, but
You don't want to. You don't want to
Already
grab
read those.
the giant size 100.
we have to read 140 and 141 because it looks like Don Rickles is a two-part story.
Double book. I mean, it's Don Rickles. How could you not? I mean, he's
don't know.
He's classy.
I mean, my curiosity is totally piqued for this, so I don't know. Maybe we should just skip next week and go straight to Don Rickles. Like, this is crazy.
No, we need to follow through with the trajectory of the story and then get to Don Rickles. That's your payoff, Dan. That's your reward.
Apparently, like, oh well, okay, well, Don Rickles, Jack Kirby, art. I don't know. This is going to be complete and total madness. I'll have to go back to the John Morrow's book and find out how in the hell Don Rickles ended up in these stories.
Money,
But
lots and lots of money.
Lots and
We should do the
I'm sure.
the 70s conversion of how much did Don Rickles get paid in 70s money and what it would be in 2025.
It could be amazing.
It would be he was making money hand over fist, and if it was a forearm fister, he was making it like that guy. And if there was multiples, then he was like the fistiest.
The four
But
fisted.
yeah, he was
Four
like he was
times.
some 4 times the cash, the money grab.
Oh, I was going to say 4 times the fisting power.
Four 4 times the fisting power.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
that's well.
sure.
On that note,
Yeah,
on that note, I think probably should wrap this one up. First off,
yeah.
I we have not mentioned the Retro Emporium on Meeker Street in Kent, Washington, where you could get a copy probably of Starlight #7 if
I
Greg has
actually
any left.
no, not. I don't. I
You
don't.
you
I
cannot get
don't
a
have
copy,
any.
but you can get a
You
copy of
cannot.
Absolute Zero's Camp Launchpad.
You can, and some Gina Brace books, but Absolute Zero's Camp Launchpad for sure at the Retro Emporium in Kent, Washington. Yes,
And you
yes,
could monitor the Retro Emporium in Kent, Washington, and the Record Room for live bands and events going on there constantly.
yes, yes.
That's why Greg is
It.
yawning because he has to stay up all night and he's an old man.
Oh my goodness. We had. I will say. I mean, we had an amazing event this weekend. It was great. We had, bar none, the probably one of the best turnouts and events we've had since we've been doing this for the last year, and it was great to have all the folks that came out for it and performed and came out to see these people perform. Would love to keep it going. So, if you are in the area and you want to see live music, follow the web or follow the webpage, follow the Facebook, follow the Instagram, see when we're having another event, and come check out something that looks interesting to you. Because honestly, the lineups are a pretty good mix. I mean, last weekend was all hip hop, but most of the times that we do shows, it's a pretty good mix of various types of music. So if one band isn't your fancy, another band that might be playing that night might be. So it's definitely worth it to come out and check it out.
What about the Hip Hop Hippo?
The Hip Hop Hippo did not appear, but we did have Lemon Vice from Portland, Oregon. Lemon Vice is like a young Weird Al. It was amazing to watch him perform live. I've seen him before, and then watching his videos on the internet are great, but watching him live was just a treat. Did an encore performance set because just slayed it. I mean, just
Okay.
the best way to describe it, like I said, is it's like watching a young Weird Al perform. He sings, he dances, he raps, he does it all, and it's just it is a whole package of greatness. But all the performers that performed were fantastic. We had I would try to name them all, but there was literally like 20 performers on the bill. So
Nice. Okay. Well, there you go. And Retro Emporium, live music, Record Room, Greg, Ann. Just go see them.
yeah,
Meeker
just
Street, Kent,
come.
Washington, right downtown. And then, of course, we'll make a shout out to Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul. You can hit him up for Jiu-Jitsu training at on 27th and Jackson at Certified Martial Arts. And also, he could be your lawyer because my lawyer can choke out your lawyer very quickly.
Yeah,
And
darn tootin'.
actually representing me right now after I had an accident. So if you want good representation, but really for could be for anything because Paul can do multiple things. But employment law, if you had trouble at work, you could
Huh?
go and have Paul represent you and help take care of business. And recently, as of the day before we recorded this podcast, now licensed in the state of California.
State of California. That's
Yes,
amazing.
he
That
passed the bar in California. So
Congratulations.
Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul can now represent you if you are in Washington State or, well, soon to represent. I shouldn't say as of now because I think he still has to get the
Mhm.
license, but he passed the bar. So he will be able to represent you in the Golden State in
The
California as
Golden
well as
State.
the Evergreen State. Now, what
Man,
happens if the Evergreen State combines with the Golden State?
Golden Evergreens.
I was thinking it's the brown state of Oregon.
The brown. Oh, oh. Well, just the, wait. If you just become Oregon?
No, that's not where I was going.
Oh, I. Well, then he needs to get licensed in Oregon. Then he can practice all up and down I-5
Hmm.
or 101.
Hmm. I think I
Yeah,
5 is more dangerous.
101
Well, the
has all
101 can be
curves.
dangerous too. Hmm.
Very true. I
Well,
think.
anyway,
I
yeah.
think.
More
Throw the
importantly,
challenge out there and see if he accepts it.
well, you can reach out if you want Paul's legal services. You can reach out to latenightlegal@gmail.com. That's
I
late
do.
tonight legal. I know you do. He also
I
represents you.
I was gonna say. I mean, he not only does he do all those other wonderful things that Dan said, but he also does contract law.
So, well, on that note, I think it is time to go. But we've had a wonderful podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've been a little bit subdued, but I apologize for that. A little car wreck, and no big deal. But hopefully you've enjoyed it, and we've enjoyed it, and we'll get back to you next week with another edition of Funny Book Forensics, and we will be off into Jimmy Olsen 138, The Big Boom. It's a blast.
Big boom.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
What?